Hey there, I'm Gary, and this is Physical Format Rock and Roll. Thanks for tuning in. Yes, once again, I'm in my backyard, and once again, the Amish are back there in that field working. Hopefully they won't disturb us this time. I did not hear them singing this time. So first off, I've got some vinyl finds, but before I get to that, I gotta thank our buddy Sam over at AmericanaSam, or AmericanaSam, depending on how you say it. But before we do that, I don't know if all of you knew this or not, but our boy Sam is getting married, and Sam is our little boy is going to become a man. So that's pretty exciting. And if he's anything like his Amish brethren, then he's probably going to have a ton of kids. So get ready for that. But in all seriousness, let's I know some of you out there have a drink in your hand probably right now, and so let's raise it. Even you ladies drinking wine, you can raise your glass. Let's raise a toast to Sam. What a nice guy he is, a great member of the vinyl community and just a good friend, and I wish him nothing but happiness in his future life here, and congratulations to him. Cheers to you, Sam. Now, Sam was nice enough to send me a VCLT, and this is what he sent. This is the Speaker Wars. Now, this is an album that he reviewed, so I'll leave a link to that down below, and you can check out that. I was really interested in his review of it. It kind of sounded like something I might like. What I really liked about it is that Stan Lynch is part of this band. It's mostly just Stan Lynch and John Christopher Davis, and then they've got like some guest players and whatnot on here. But I've always liked Stan Lynch, probably my favorite heartbreaker, besides Tom Petty. And I was really bummed when he was no longer in the band, because I think back of those cool videos in the 80s and just his style of drumming. I always liked Stan Lynch, I really did. I thought he was like the coolest guy in the band. So I was really intrigued by this, and he was nice enough. He's just sent me a copy because I commented on his video totally out of the blue. He told me something was coming, and I really do like this record. You know how like there's certain records that they just kind of fill a niche for you. Like you're in a mood for a certain type of album. That's what this does. This is just some black vinyl there. Really cool. It's just a good rock and roll album. I really like it. I really dig it. Trader South is really cool. When the Moon Cries Wolf. Really cool album. I really dig it. Thank you so much, Sam. You guys all know Sam, so I don't need to advertise for him, but just in case you don't, go check him out. Yeah, I've got neighbors who do excavating. They've got like large equipment that you can probably hear driving by right now, so I have to deal with that sometimes too. All right, let's get on to some vinyl finds. But before we do that, I've actually got a couple video finds. I pretended that I was Anthony Gambler, and I actually went into a frickin' Goodwill where I normally find nothing. But you know what? They had some music DVDs that I thought, I'm going to pick that up. So the first, I got this Eric Clapton live in Hyde Park. Now, I am not the biggest Eric Clapton fan, but I do like him. I guess my thing with Eric Clapton is I always feel like he could have done more than what he did. Sometimes he's too laid back, but he does have some really cool stuff. And this particular one, what interests me is if you look at that track listing there. So back like, I don't know, 94-ish, somewhere around in there, he did a blues album, just a solid blues album, and he toured off of that, and that's a tour I saw him on, and all he did was blues songs. He just did it from that album and like a few others. Well, this one, he does songs from that album, but then he also does like, a few of his other classics. I know when I saw him, people were pissed off because he didn't do Layla and all that stuff, but that's on here, and some of his other ones. But it's got some of the stuff off that album, which I really did like that. And some of the stuff he does on here is great. Tearing Us Apart is good. It Hurts Me Too does a fantastic job of that. Hoochie Coochie Man's on there. And then, to continue in the Eric Clapton vein, I got Crossroads 2007. But of course, this isn't just Clapton, right? There's all kinds of people on here. And I think the thing that really sold it for me is Hubert Sumlin is on here from Howlin' Wolf's band. And Jimmy Vaughn is on here, and Buddy Guy is also on here. I saw those names, and I said, hell yeah, I'm picking this thing up. Hell yeah. And then I got The Last Waltz. You know what? I haven't seen this in a really long time. And I thought, well, this would be cool to own, right? From 1976 when the band retired and everything. Now this says it's a special edition. So I don't know if that means they took out all of Van Morrison's parts to make it a little bit better, or what that means. Haven't rewatched it yet. I want to get a chance where I can watch the whole thing. So I picked those up pretty cheap, right? It's at a Goodwill. Now on to some records. What did I get? Well, first I picked this up. Kind of a, I don't know, I guess a blind buy. I have no idea what it was. But it's called Cave Stomp, the Garage Rock Festival. Yes. Just a bunch of garage bands, supposedly. And it was marked down to $5. It was still sealed. It was some kind of record store day thing. And, you know, the album cover sold it for me. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to pick that up. And of course, it's got like a whole bunch of songs on here, so you know the sound's not going to be that great, right? It's compressed to shit. But I thought it looked cool. I've listened to one side of it, and it's kind of neat. You know, had to be in the mood for this too, but I like my garage rock sometimes, so I thought that was $5. What the heck? Okay, on to some used stuff. Here we go. Moody Blues. Have you ever seen this album before? I'm sure you have. Days of Future Past. This is actually in pretty decent condition. Every time I see this album, it's in bad condition. And I know my buddy Chris Profey just talked about this, and it made me think, you know what, I don't own that one. I need to find it. And hey, lucky enough, I found it. I think this was like $5, and it's in pretty good shape. Kind of hilarious. I was playing this last week. One of my kids was over in his family, and we were out playing some game, some board game, and I had this playing in the background. And my wife is like, what is that? Why are you playing that? You know, and she was not a fan of this Moody Blues album. Next up, Shelby Lynne. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Shelby Lynne, but this is from like, I don't know, 2020. She's country, but yet kind of different. But this was like a, you know, this is just in perfect condition. It's almost like a brand new record. It's clear vinyl. Somebody didn't play it. Looks like hardly at all. And I like some Shelby Lynne when I'm in the mood for that. Now this one, I haven't listened to all of it yet. It's super mellow so far. So I am not sure what my feelings are on it yet. Got to give it some more listens, but I'm still happy to find a used copy of this particular artist that cheap. And like I said, some of these that I'm going to show you, I really got because they were in just amazing shape. And this is in perfect shape. This next one is in really good shape. I feel like all of a sudden I'm on this Eric Clapton kick or something, because you know, you think I'm a super fan, which I'm not. But I got this one, Behind the Sun. I had this on CD, and this of course came out in 1985, so it was produced by Phil Collins. And this is a gatefold with this wonderful picture there of Eric Clapton. Yeah, this has some cool songs on it. Forever Man, She's Waiting is on here. I don't know, there's another one on here, seems like. Behind the Sun itself. So, you know, it's got some good stuff on it. I've always kind of liked this one. Although he does a version of Knock on Wood, which is ridiculously stupid. I don't know why he did it. But this one, yeah, you can see just fantastic shape. This is really, really good shape. This is a used record. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna pick that up. Every now and then I do get in the mood to listen to some Eric Clapton. Next up, some guy that you guys know I love, Jeff Beck. Jeff Beck Flash. Now, I didn't have this one on album. I got it on cassette. Now, this is definitely never going to be in anybody's top 5 albums of Jeff Beck. Okay, this is not his best album, but once again, this was cheap. It still has most of the hype sticker on there. The shrink wrap was still on it. And I mean, there is some good stuff on here. This, of course, is the one that had People Get Ready. that he did with Rod Stewart, which, you know, that was a good one. And you can see that, that's on Epic. It was just in immaculate condition. Once again, $5. The Jeff Beck album that I don't have. Yeah, I'm not gonna turn that down for that price. That was during the 80s, so you know, like some of the drums and stuff is what I don't like. Next up, I got this for a couple bucks. Vision Quest, the soundtrack to Vision Quest. Now this one, obviously that you can see a lot more ring wear on this one than some of the others I got, but like I said, this was only a couple bucks. And you know, I know a lot of you are familiar with this. It's got a pretty cool track listing, and I thought, yeah, this is one of those ones where, you know, sometimes you're just going to be in the mood to put this on. You want to hear a little variety of songs, so I had to pick that one up. Next up, the mighty Deep Purple. Who do we think we are? Who do we think we are? You know, Deep Purple, you think of, you know, early 70s, Deep Purple and Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath. I mean, those guys were just like untouchable. Just the amount of amazing music that they put out. And I mean, when I say untouchable, it's because nobody else, like any hard rock bands, could do like what these guys were doing. You know, you think of some of their contemporaries, like, I don't know, Grand Funk Railroad, or, you know, Grand Funk Railroad sounds like some kind of high school band compared to these guys. Now this is kind of going to be like my copy of Fireball. By that I mean, I'll be on the lookout for a better copy of this. You know, this is playable, but I do need a better copy of this one, and I will eventually find it. But for now, was happy to find it. And another one, okay, my last one here, this is in really good shape, and it's the first time I have found a copy of this in good shape, and that is Jethro Tull. This was, I not only do I not have this, I've never heard this album, and so it's also another gatefold there, kind of a goofy looking cover, but the back's kind of cool. But once again, man, I saw this, and look at that. That is fantastic. This plays great. Man, I did not realize, I knew that Jethro Tull was more bluesy early on, but this is like more bluesy than I realized, okay? And I know the other one, the other early album is too, so I'll probably be picking that up. I dig it. I dig the blues, like Jethro Tull. Really super happy to find such a clean copy of such an old album. So there you go. Those are my vinyl finds. And once again, thank you, Mr. Sam St. John. You are a sweetheart. And once again, congratulations on your upcoming nuptials. And everybody, I really appreciate it if you stuck around this long. Cheers to you. God bless you. And till the next time, my friends, I will see you down the road.